Pardon me while I struggle to get all the windows in the correct order. Okay. All good. Just how much DRM do you need to ensure that no one wins? That's what I wonder. Alright, welcome. I'm still astounded that I never encountered a hold or a level called Nothing But Bomb Mazes during the whole alphabet stream process. Hang on, something is a little bit wrong. Yeah, I think I can just quit and restart Drod. Yeah, I clicked back, and for some reason it didn't, actually take me back. The music indicated that I had gone back, but it didn't. Probably something to do with my computer's own personal quirks, though. Nothing to worry about as far as Drod glitching. Yeah, that's what it was supposed to do, and it didn't do that. I think I know why, and it's my own computer being weird, so don't worry about that. I should have... Yeah. Alright. It's time to be introduced to snakes. Now, if you didn't watch me playing Alphabet Stream, or don't know me very well, you may not be aware of this, but I don't like snakes very much. I guess to be very specific, I think snakes can be used in cool and interesting puzzles. I have built lots of cool and interesting puzzles using snakes. I have built an entire level that I should really get to publishing sometime soon, all about feeding adders varying amounts of various types of other monsters. The main problem I have with snakes is that the way they move I just find impossible to internalize. Absolutely impossible. I comprehend in my mind that they change which way they go every 5 turns. I understand that, but if I'm just running around trying to do a room, the only way I can cope with that is to wait 5 turns, and sometimes rooms won't let you do that. Anyway, down one more flight of stairs, everything changed. The air was so cold that an evil eye couldn't have seen through Beethro's breath. The floor was smooth and slippery, and Beethro began to wonder whether, if he set foot on it, he would keep moving in the same direction until he crashed into a wall. A wide space had been cut out of the rock, and it was strewn with an irregular assembly of crates. Beethro's eyes roamed around. If he pushed this one, would move over there, and free up that one, which he could bounce off that other crate. He shook his head frantically. What was he thinking about? He was a Smite Master, not the protagonist of some sort of puzzle game. He was here to kill monsters, and now that he had been down here long enough for them to notice his presence, he began to hear an all too familiar hissing sound. So is this an intentional reference to, what is it called? I can't believe I've forgotten what it's called. You know, Eric Hermansen's more recent game that he made, where you do a lot of sliding in a straight direction, and you push blocks around. At one point, there's a song about pushing blocks around. I'm not completely sure this is an intentional reference to that or not. Was that around in 2014? That feels too long ago. It's probably just a reference to general block pushing stuff. Yeah, trying to make ice that makes you slide around or even worse, makes pushables slide around when they get moved onto it is really hard. Okay. Just a coincidence then. Yeah, I should remember a name like the God Killer a little bit easier. Yeah, someone in, I think, the Custom Elements competition made working functional conveyor belts with lots of asterisks because move order is a nightmare. But anyway. Alright. Here's a nice gentle introduction. Yeah, I talked about how I'm probably going to be complaining about snakes later. I don't expect to have that many complaints in this level, because this is supposed to be like baby's first, here are some snakes. And I don't mean baby in a derisive way, I'm trying to use an expression that might sound more mocking than how I mean it. Yeah, see, that's not so bad. Alright, so those were all largely trapped. Now it's like, here's a bunch of them that are moving around. Something I'm a little curious about is, and maybe it'll take a while for this to take effect, but at some point, because of Entry Point, Descent of King Hesper's kind of mission statement of explain by showing as much as physically possible, I have to wonder at what point we're going to have to be properly and carefully shown, and how that showing works. The precise way that snake movement is based on your turns. It seems like a difficult thing to force someone to discover, which is probably one of the things that can make it so tough. Alright, I think this room is just, this is just to let you know that hot tiles can kill a snake if they stand still on it. Well, it can kill a rattlesnake, I mean. I'm gonna guess I need maximum efficiency here. Which would be... yeah, that's what we need. Well, yeah, I guess I couldn't see any reason to delay teaching that, right? Oh wait, is this a green door? That's a green door. I thought that was a yellow door, so forgive me. I think, in that case, I should give a little bit more leeway. And... I think I'm fine otherwise. I want the remaining snake to be as long as possible, so I want... yeah, I want it to be in this state, so I need to kill maybe 2 more. Is that the right amount? Yeah, that's the right amount. No? It seems like that's the only option. Did I miss something? All of those toggle. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think it matters which orb is the last one. Well, I don't know about this. My first thought was that I should be as efficient as possible, but then I realized there was a green door open. Oh, now that I think of it, there is something I didn't do, which would be, yeah, would give me more time than what I've been trying so far. So let's see. I'm gonna guess this is the length I want. It's probably not, but I'm gonna guess. Let's see. No, I need one more length than I gave myself. So this length. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. Nice trick. Let's see. This opens the snake. Okay. This is just manipulate the thing. Now, I can't actually put myself into the mental state of not knowing how snakes work, right? But I can try to imagine. If I imagine that I was someone who had no idea how snakes works, this room wouldn't tell me that they switch directions every 4 moves. Because This room is just kind of, you know, it feels like, oh, this is an easy little monster maze. And yeah, you would probably notice, I should say, I would probably notice the snake kind of wriggling back and forth all over the place. I wouldn't intuit the rule from this room. Maybe because I'm stupid, but I'm just going to say I probably wouldn't understand it from that room. So I don't think that's the room that's supposed to tell me that. Right? This room, we're stuck on ortho squares and need to survive some snaking. I think if I... So this is fairly tricky, but manageable. I guess my criteria for thinking that a room probably is the one teaching you that behavior would be twofold. One, I would think that I should be able to discern, if I didn't know already, what the behavior is. And two, I would think that the room requires me to understand the behavior to some degree in order to be able to solve it. That would be the guess. I mean, that just seems like sensible criteria for a room that's supposed to teach anything. Right? Not too bad. I guess that room reminds you of how much of an advantage it is to be able to move diagonally. Okay. So... yes. So the arrangement of doors means that... oh, okay. I get it now. Okay. I didn't kind of think about the spikes. So I was thinking at first, like, oh, okay, for some reason or other, you're supposed to, you know, use the fire trap to kill the snake when the rest of the room is over with. But now I get it. So I think the spikes are functionally a timer to say, you know, killed all the other rattlesnakes within this many turns. But at the same time, the fire trap is there to say, hey, if you're faster, you can still get credit for it if you're an optimizer. You don't have to wait like a minimum number of turns just for the room to be over if you manage to beat these rattlesnakes quickly. Which I don't guarantee that I will. I might be able to beat the room at least. Yeah. Just one spike to spare. Not too bad. Alright, that's that direction. Now to the south. It's the exit room. To the north, we have bombs. Snake's body is immune to bombs, by the way, but not the snake's head. So I think I want to hit these at the same time, just about. Oh wait, no I don't. What I want to do is strike the orb at the same time as the bomb does. And then... no, isn't that weird? There we go. Alright, that was good enough. And over this way. Time to get my watch out. What was it, old Bombus, you told me about snakes? They change their preference every 5 turns, that was it. First they prefer horizontal, then vertical, then horizontal, and so forth. Yeah, okay. I don't know how you would communicate that wordlessly. Like, at some point you kind of need to tell the player something. I would agree with that, at least. Yeah, so... That's wrong. That's wrong. That appears to be right. Oh, wait. That's right if I actually stand in the right place. How do I survive once it gets into this box? Not like that. There we go. This way for an optional challenge level that will teach you useful tricks to know when manipulating snakes. Okay, that makes sense. I didn't read that. I didn't read this until a minute ago. I probably need this optional level personally, myself. So I'm gonna go do it. Why not? Stony basement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a snake alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let it go again. Why did you let it travel forth? There was a pressure plate to the north. Why did the snake fly straight and tight? All because the delver was out of sight. Okay. Children's song. Children's songs know about pressure plates? I thought those were new technology of the Empire. I guess not. The snake cannot make its terrain. It prefers north, east, southwest in that order. News, but not. Nests with. Okay. I don't want to go in there myself. If you can get directly behind a snake's head, it continues moving. At least I know that. Yay. The pressure plate and door are 10 tiles apart. Okay, these are just don't go back up yourself. Okay. So that's not going to be right. That's it. Yes, sir. Sure. This is gonna be hard. Alright, so thinking about this. I mean, I've got a vague idea of why it does that, and I have mildly, like a little bit of intuition that it should do that. I think it's doing that because it wants to move vertically but can't. It wants to move toward me, which is north. If it can't move north, and it's trying to go vertically, then it wants to go east before going west? Is that what I'm seeing? Or have I got it all wrong? So the optional level has a secret room, which means masters do have to go here. Alright. I have no problem with that. So this says don't go too far to the south. Okay. I guess I understand a little bit better than I think I do, maybe, sometimes. So I think I need to turn on that fire trap before too much of this snake gets past. That's probably not a good strategy. Let's try a different timing. Now it's trying really hard to go north. Yeah. Also, hi Noah. Yeah, because west is its last preference, it's really hard to make anything go west. I think the goblins, I remember, have the same problem, where it's very, very difficult to make it go the way it really doesn't want to go. I think goblins is west, too. I could be wrong. South. There be thrown. Ah! Got it to work. Yeah, this is the funny thing. The way my mind works when solving puzzles, I couldn't have conscious, worded thoughts while doing that about what I was doing exactly. I just kind of had to do it. I spotted that I had a good position at somewhere around this point, and I was like, well, if I could just be to its east when it starts doing that, then I could make it do what I want it to do. The rules are kind of partially in my head, but I have to kind of have this intuitive understanding of what I'm doing that I can't put into words to really manage to actually do it all that well. What does this do? Oh, okay. So this guy needs to be short before I'm allowed to put him on the before I can put him on the fire trap. If I could say the right word. So practically speaking, this is an exercise in doing exactly the kind of thing that you'd want to do to a red snake in an open area, which is to somehow shorten it. I think the trick is to do something like that, but with less room to move around in. Maybe I need to start at a different time. Oh, no, this is set up where I can't. Yeah, there's only one time I can start this at because it's on a 10-turn loop. There we go, that's the idea. Can I do better than that? Don't know. One of the things about this kind of work is that it's actually harder the shorter it already is. So I don't know if maybe getting it in that knot wasn't so helpful, because I'd like it to be in a tighter knot, if possible. That would have been a great position for it to be in if it was one more tile to the east of there. This is the same as what I got before. It's not as nice as I'd like. That's very close. That's it. That's what I'm after. If I do it all in one go, it's much easier than doing it in 2 steps, because it's much harder to get a snake that's shorter to like be in one place. What does this say? Open this door. So push that button. Okay. This does something. Alright. So our goal is to guide this snake across. So I should try to arrange its preference better. There we go. So at this point I have no further control over the timing to guarantee that it has a certain preference. At least I don't think I do. I guess the only thing I can hope for is to send it backwards. But I'm not sure it really lets me adjust the timing much. I'd like to open that door. I don't know that I can guarantee I'll be able to, though. Huh? Alright. Well, the challenge is technically open the door and then win the room, but if you've opened the door, you basically already won the room, right? I guess it's possible to open the door without opening that door. Seems kind of even harder than just solving the room, though. Opening the door. Alright. I should probably try to understand what this room wants. So this opens that. This opens those. Okay, I don't need to worry about the rest. Right now my goal is to get this guy to go south. Okay. And it prefers north to it prefers north to south, so this will be a little bit tougher. There we go. Not too hard. So this one... What does this do? Okay, I need to keep the mirror on this button. And I'll need the snake to go through there, without ever going too far to the east. This mirror can be used as an extra obstacle, but... has to stay on this button to press this. Almost wish I was disarmed for this room. There's basically no helpfulness in stabbing the snake ever, because that's even less things in the way of the snake going the wrong way. I'm trying so hard not to poke the snake with the sword, and still managing to do it. Yeah, it's just gonna go the wrong way if I do that. That's kind of not good enough. Nope. Yeah. I guess we introduced the stick before we introduced putting down your sword. And I don't think we've introduced any other weapons either. That said, the stick would be nice for this room. But I can appreciate, not really feeling like adding extra complication. Like, the stick would be kind of a courtesy, but it would also make some players feel like they need to do something special with the stick. I'm still... I can get him in the wrong column going straight south, which is not good enough. Okay, maybe... You know what? This mirror being on the east seems to be messing me up a little bit. Like, I'd actually prefer it to be on the west side. A little bit. That's what I think. Which I might be wrong about. If I could do that with the mirror in the center, then that would be perfect. There we go. Yeah, alright. Okay. And up this way. Yes. Yes. Okay. Alright, I got it. So I need to somehow prevent these two from going to the edge while I go all the way around. I don't immediately know how to do that. I guess one possibility is to try and get them to knock themselves directly onto the fire traps. Seems pretty hard. Yeah, I don't know that that's possible. Should I just try to get them... Yeah, one snake is hard enough. don't think I can realistically manipulate two snakes into useful positions in this situation. If I could do that about 2 or 3 tiles north of there, then that would be great. That works. Okay then. I guess that is doable. Alright then. I mastered the snake tutorial. Hopefully. Let's carry on. Oh, is there an exam? There's a secret room behind the snake tutorial. Alright, this is probably an exam of some sort. What's the deal with you? Okay. So I need snakes to be in all 4 of these. And I think the shorter snakes have to go into the shorter boxes. So this one that we start with should go... Yeah, that box is fine. This one could go in the next box over. Oh, well that works. Oh yeah, very nice. Hopefully, I'm willing to believe it'll be a good preparation if I can remember half its lessons at least, for all the rest of the snake level, snake rooms that are going to be in the rest of this hole. I don't know, I feel like I've built something of an intuition, something of a set of heuristics for dealing with snakes. It's just not absolutely perfect, is all. I must have messed something up. What exactly closes this, or opens this? I don't know. Nothing? Oh, okay. I think I get it. So that path over there is not for me. That path is for a rattlesnake to go through. I'm just supposed to use the green doors. Okay. Kind of a silly reversion? Subversion? Inversion? It doesn't really make it that much harder, but kind of funny. It's like the thing you thought you needed a snake for, you should go. Right, and now to the east. Oh, here's a stick. I guess I don't really feel... Oh, okay. The stick isn't here because I need a stick. The stick is here because I'm supposed to not... Yeah, I'm supposed to want a sword. It's like, no stick for you. And by the way, the stick doesn't push these guys. will not hear Beethro proclaim that his stick is better than bacon today. At least I don't think that's going to happen. This plate opens that door. Hello. So I just need to kill a few snakes on, this. I have some suspicions. Just look at all of this mess up here. Yeah, I think I should try to keep one of these alive using these 2 tiles in the far north. That's what I think. It's easier said than done, but... well, surviving here is easier said than done. But yeah, the way this is built, it's like... built to feel like I'm supposed to kill these snakes and then kill these roaches, but... if it's at all possible to bring a snake into the roach pit, then it's going to be a helpful resource to block roaches with. In which case I probably should do that. That is, use the snake to block roaches. This is going to be a little bit difficult to make it actually cooperate, though. There we go. Open the door. Bring the snake through the door. Oh, I know what I want to do. I know what would make this real easy. Something like that. There we go. Yeah, it's easier if I don't have to push the button at all. Okay. So here's a room that lets you know how these things interact with platforms in general, but rafts in particular for this room. Which is to say, they will chase you onto them, and if one gets on a raft, you can't move the raft. You know, it's interesting that the way that rafts and platforms work is that they stay, but the heavy thing stays on them. You know, if I was asked how a raft should behave when something too heavy for it gets on it, I would expect it to sink. I guess with pit platforms, they're a little bit more abstract, and they were introduced first, as far as I know. So it's more like it's more like kind of a grandfathered in that water platforms behave like pit platforms, and that what that means is that they don't sink into the water when something falls on it, or when something heavy is on it. I just think that's kind of interesting. A little bit, maybe. What do I do here? What position? Oh. Okay, I had the right position, I was just using it wrong. Duh. Oh, really? Okay. I forgot. Yes, the decision was made that if something heavy gets on one, like a snake, then it doesn't fall. It just sticks in place. It would have been interesting if they fell. I guess you could script up an alternate universe if you really wanted to. I don't know, I guess scripting custom platforms would be pretty difficult. There we go. Managed to wrangle those into position. And up here. Alright, that wasn't too bad. I'll bet I've missed a secret room in this level somewhere. Maybe a secret wall I didn't notice. Really? Funny. It looks like it should. It looks like it's doing absolutely everything in its power to enforce the intended mechanic. I mean, that looks pretty airtight over there. Let's see, a 98 move demo. Waits and then goes. Sure seems like it's optimal to use the intended mechanic. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. Oh. Whoops. Yeah, that's the kind of mistake I would imagine me making. Yeah, and I didn't catch it there either. That's funny. Moving on. I mean, the room couldn't be screaming at the player much more loudly to pay attention to the mechanic, though, even if it's not strictly enforced. Like, if someone's brand new to draw it, how likely are they to accidentally exploit the room? And it's saying so loudly, hey, do this thing this way. I don't know. Alright, that wasn't too bad, but it was only our very first level with snake-likes. I imagine they're going to get a little harder later on. I'm gonna pester this guy again. He has nothing new to say. Beyond the veil. Oh, who are you? Are you here to steal my invisibility potions? What? I thought I heard someone talking. Now, a morbid but a plausible but kind of morbid Easter egg would be if there was really a quote-unquote visible character that that you could accidentally stab by stumbling through this room enough, or bump into. I guess it would be less morbid if you could actually bump into him. Anyway, invisibility. This level has 4 architects. Wow. Every Smite Master has, at some time or other, found themselves in a situation where monsters were coming at them from too many directions and wish they could just make themselves invisible to get away. The idea is, of course, preposterous. It would require light to be able to move straight through a solid body, and even if some form of magic allowed that to happen, which is what is usually forgotten, is that monsters still have other senses. Indeed, being habituated to living underground, they rely on smell and hearing just as much as on sight. To detect helpless prey animals, such as inexperienced delvers roaming close by. Needless to say, knowing that invisibility is impossible has done nothing to discourage the hordes of hopeful scientists clamoring for funding for their research. How am I supposed to get past those eyes? The voice said something about an invisibility potion. Sure, that'd be useful, but there's no such thing. Everyone knows that. Oh, look at that. The eye didn't see me. Maybe there is something in this invisibility after all. I have to be careful not to let it smell me, though. Wait, do eyes even have noses? The grand philosophical question of the day. Do eyes have noses? And that's what the plates do, by the way. Oh. I didn't even notice there was a third eye over on the east here, until I hadn't conquered the room and I wondered why. I guess? I mean, it's been a while since then, right? Maybe he just forgot. Maybe he didn't realize it was an invisibility potion at the time? I don't know. I mean, Another plausible explanation is that it's like, you know, kind of like Predator invisibility, like in the movie Predator, where you can kind of still see a shimmery thing going on. And, you know, monsters can smell, but also eyes are so sharp that they can see that shimmering. Maybe. Anyway. I mean, I guess that would raise entirely new questions about how the potions operate. Since the reason why Predator cloaking works that way is something to do with it, like, actually capturing the environment behind and projecting it in front. At least I think it's supposed to. Challenge, don't use the tunnels. Alright. I guess I'll try to not use the tunnels. Well, not using the tunnels here is pretty easy if time consuming. I can get around. No problem. I do want it to go this way. Obviously, I want to save the decoys until absolutely necessary. They don't seem too necessary yet. Although, you know, here I want to go straight south, so I should be straight south of them. Easy. And then pull it one south this way. And then go west. Alright, this diagonal movement looks pretty hard to arrange with only Bethro. Let's see. Not sure I can get in a good position. What is this? Okay, that's the one I'm trying to... Oops. I pushed enter instead of the button I wanted. Okay. Hey, I only needed one decoy potion, too. Isn't that nice? Ta-da! I can see how you might think time was stopped. Honestly, everything about how an invisibility potion kind of makes sense with the time-stopping argument, in some sense. It's just that it has to keep time flowing for the person who drank the potion, and as a side effect, it keeps the area around you to have time flowing still. I guess that doesn't work when you incorporate things like Briar and puffs that act without needing to see Bethro, but if you're in a room with only Bethro and monsters, then time stop kind of makes sense as an explanation for what's happening, doesn't it? Alright, this will open those. So, this closes those two doors. Do I care about those two doors being closed? Well, no. Time is stopped for everything except Bethro. If Bethro's time isn't stopped, then his threat clock would of course keep going. But yeah, it would also be a little bit weird that, like, snakes and queens are on their own cycles still. I've yet to discern what is the purpose of these doors? This door and this door. What do those matter for? Do those matter? I can't see why. Not sure how to deal with this guy. I can't quite get in range to pull him orthogonally onto the right spot. Oh, I get it. Okay. So I need this door. Okay. So I need this door to be open so that I can peel those apart so it's possible to survive going in here. Right? But what I don't get is how I can ever put this guy onto that door. It doesn't seem possible. I have one thought based on the presence of the two other potions that are in this room. I probably have to do something with those. So I'm going to table worrying about that for now. Instead, worry about this one. I need to get these in just the right positions. Actually, come to think of it, if I have the east one's perfect, and then I do what I think I need to for the west one, then... So it's still possible to get here, right? No. Could I be missing with all this? How? I think that's the trick. Yeah, that's the trick. Okay. Okay, I know what to do about those. Now I just need to fix these. I've got the west one fixed. I know how to fix the south ones. Just need to arrange the central ones into place, which is, as usual, easier said than done. I don't know, I can get one corner perfect, but then it's nearly impossible to fix the other corners without ruining it. Now there's just one out of place, but I have to break everything else to get it in place. Seems like. Now the one on the west is causing a problem. I guess if I had this situation on the east side, I could fix it. This part's a little bit painful, I would say. I think the rest of it's pretty clever, but did I really have to put every single door have a seep on it? Like, was that level of tightness really necessary for this part of the room? Sometimes I wonder about things like that. Okay. I managed to very painstakingly put all that in order. Now, I pull this one in, go down and kill it, kill that one, push this, and everything's good. Oof, alright. Onward and upward. Here we have Golem. Oh yeah, I understand. Oh, no, okay. Yeah, alright. One north, one west being that road. So, what trickery could be necessary with the golem here? The arrangement of hot tiles seems to make what I need to do impossible, but not really. Maybe not really? I can't get him far enough east. There's really not anything to this room. Can't do anything with him before starting the room. Not unless there's a way to enter the room from the east. Maybe I am supposed to go around and enter from the east? Could be. Yeah, we have like this pathway here I can't do anything about right now. Feels like it should be easier than I'm finding it to be. There we go. Yeah, this isn't that hard. And I might as well use this guy to do the same thing on the other side. Swap sides with the roach up here. There we go. Get this eye out. It's starting to get a little out of hand. Best if I deposit those like that, I suspect. There we go. Now that everybody is out, I just need to get to the water. And there we go. Not as tricky as I thought it was at first. How do I actually open these? Not from here? Okay. I can't do anything in this room. So I guess maybe I am just supposed to be able to solve that one? I didn't miss something back here, did I? That's the level entrance. Yeah, I'm just supposed to be able to solve this room, I guess. I still don't see how, though. I mean, I can do that, but that doesn't help. I can't do that. What am I missing? Is there another path around to the other side of the room? The only way this room could be solvable is if I could open those two doors, but I can't. I need to open those two doors to even be able to get the golem into position to open those two doors. Okay. It's just very hard to get into the right position. That's fine. I mean, very hard might be a bit much. I was having trouble with it at least. There we go. I don't know why I found that so difficult, but I did. Okay. Oh, that's really satisfying to actually get right. That's really neat. 5th place tie. Hooray. Don't step on this scroll more than once. Okay. So this is like the other, the roach maze we had earlier. Except that it's a queen. And because these are pressure plates, the queen will spawn on them if given an opportunity. Huh. Like, I can see how if you already know what the solution is, it looks really obvious. But it required some thought, and it just kind of snaps together really nicely once you know what you're doing. In a way. How can I... Okay, that's what I need to do. This, yeah, push it that way. I probably need to somehow hurry to north like that. Yeah. Alright, so now what I need to do is put something on this. And that something ideally would be this queen. Maybe a roach could go there, but it seems pretty tricky to do that. That's as far as I can push it. From there. I really need to spawn now. Keep it from going too far. Alright. How can I get it farther to the north? Not sure how that can be done. All of my accessible spaces are used up. Maybe the trick is to not let it ever get down in there. I don't know. I don't really see a way to make it go farther west with the available space provided. That's pretty much as far as I can hope to go. Seems like. Maybe this far? If I could make it spawn there, that would work. But it can't, because if it moves out of smell range, it won't spawn. How can I ever get it to go farther north? Doesn't seem possible. Yeah, I just need to spawn more wrenches. Seems dubious, especially if they're all going to scatter off in useless directions like that. Yeah, that seems worse. Doesn't that seem worse? impossible to put a roach in that column, ever. So it has to be the queen. But there is no way to push the queen any farther west than that. There's nowhere to push her from. And if I try to come back around to behind the queen, then it just runs back into the old position. Maybe I need to do this. Somehow take advantage of it. Not sure how. Maybe if I pull enough roaches to the east, then they won't be able to get away. I don't see a path to the queen where she doesn't just get away immediately. As useful as this seems like it should be. Nevertheless, I'd like to figure it out. Like, it must be something like this. There has to be some way to keep the queen pinned right there by her spawn. Maybe I need to hurry in as it spawns instead of trying to get away. I think the extra roach being there is also a problem. So maybe get rid of you. The other one has to be there to push it north. So it has to be like that. Yeah, that's the idea of challenges. I have to be standing here when the queen spawns. If I move south, I have to do it this way, which means there's no avoiding the queen just going there before I can do anything about it. The only alternative would be to leave all the roaches alone, but that's not going to be any better. This is not enough time to get in a good position here. Where I'd like to be is either west or north of the queen. Exactly one tile west or north of the queen, but that's just not possible to reach. There are too many constraints. Simply, the amount of roaches the queen spawns from this position makes it impossible. If I could move a little farther in any direction, then this would be doable, but it's just not. There needs to be another tile to the north or to the west that I can actually use to get away from the queen while being in the right general area. Otherwise, this is not possible. If I gave up on the challenge, I'm still not completely sure how this would work. I mean, I can get here. I guess it just lets me push the queen north like that. So, other than magically teleporting Beethrow to this exact north or west of the queen, I don't see how else this is possible. If I had enough room to actually flood that area with roaches, that is, not the area with those three, but the entire area to the east of the queen. You know, if I could actually pull them into that little hook so there was more of them in there, then this might be doable. Maybe. I think they'd still all get away when I did this, but maybe they would get away slowly enough to make this doable. Is this some move order nonsense? That's my next guess. If the queen spawned exactly right now, while Beethrow is here and the roaches are here, then the queen wouldn't be able to run in that direction. This almost works. But exactly what's mobile and what isn't changes depending on... Oh, that works. Kinda. That seems closer to working. This one roach wasn't in my way. Okay. Yes. This is the position I needed to be in. If there was a faster way to do this, I don't know what it is, but with a lot of effort, that is possible. A lot of spawning. Okay, here you're invisible from the very beginning of the room. And the goal is... what? We need something on all four of these. So we need the queen to spawn on all four of these. Somehow. Too far. So I know how this kinda works, sort of. I have to somehow be in the queen's vision. And then... like it bounces away through the diagonal after. Not not sure how I can get close enough for it to spawn, though. Like, there's nothing to block it. It's not that I just put the queen on these, no. As the queen's trapped, it can't spawn anything. The queen has to spawn to it. Well, I can easily make the queen spawn there, right? Something like that? No, not so easily, but feels like it should be possible. There should be some angle I can approach from that will make the queen actually spawn. Yes, but that's only 3. I'd have to somehow do that without killing the queen, or with spawning 4 roaches instead of only 3. Which I am not sure how that could be possible. Because that only works from orthogonal directions. With this. Oh, this is just the exit. Okay. I just don't see a way for this to work. Maybe I can abuse this exit for something? Because there are directions the queen can't go from there. They're both orthogonal and I can't reach a position that would force the queen to stand still while I got closer there. There has to be some really basic trick that I'm missing. Something that will make the queen actually spawn if I approach it in a way that is not just orthogonally toward a wall. Because there's no other way this could have a solution. Like, one of 2 things has to be possible. Either it has to be possible to keep the queen alive while spawning 3 roaches, or it has to be possible to spawn exactly 4 roaches instead of only 3. But I don't see it. I'm convinced this is impossible. There is no way to make the queen spawn in open area. There is no way to make it spawn 4 things off of this wall. There's some magic way to use one roach for 2 of these buttons. Don't think so. I mean, there is not much to this room. I've pretty much tried everything that I could conceivably try, and none of it works. I guess that's it. That extremely specific maneuver. Fine. Alright then. And I guess this is another lesson in vertical preference really being important. Like, extremely important. Because I feel like I was trying to do exactly that same thing, except I was going from vertical to horizontal rather than going from horizontal to vertical. And that's what was making it not work. I could be wrong, but I had that impression. Did the hold ever use the words vertical preference, or did what's-his-name, who wrote some of the early scrolls, say something about monsters preferring to move vertically? I'm sure there was at least a few rooms early on that I've forgotten, which encourage you to learn about vertical preference. Anyway, so these do that. This closes there. This? This is south. Okay. So what I need to do here seems like it should be easier, because I have a perfectly usable wall to make the queen spawn off of. Only I'm not sure how I can actually finish the room. Like, I can make all the roaches I want. I can put them on the buttons easily enough. I can probably even keep them there if I'm really clever about it. But once I enter the area to actually kill the main roach, there's no way to actually finish the room. Like, I guess I can't really retrieve the mirror if I try to do things that way. Oh, this is toggle. Okay. So this is mostly like this, so the queen can't go here. Or the roaches can't go here. Because if they step on that, then it's never being unpressed, because the only way to unpress it would be for something to go out into the unusable area, or to go in, which requires you to walk across a tunnel, which requires you to be thrown. Okay, so the part I was really worried about is not actually a problem. The part that seemed like it should be easy is instead giving me some difficulty. It still feels like it should be pretty doable. Maybe I can use a mirror to help me with that. This is very awkward and probably not something I need to be trying to do. I just kind of really want the queen to be in a better position. If all possible. That's a little bit better. To be possible to do it without the help of the mirror forever. Well, with the help of the mirror, but without leaving the mirror here forever. Magical sequence of moves will keep you in position on the button while I walk away with the mirror. I need to be south of you. That's what needs to be done. I can't see how to make that happen. This almost works if I could just get the mirror out from under me. I'm probably doing the wrong thing. Like, there's no way it should be that finicky. I don't know if you can hear it, but someone's car alarm's been going on outside for the last minute or two. I hope they get that sorted out. I think it quit. is similar to the problem I was trying to solve earlier. I really just like to get the queen out in a way that doesn't let this roach move. Maybe this will succeed. I got something to work before, but I don't really remember how. Not like this. That doesn't seem especially helpful. There has to be a way to do this. How did I do this before? If I push her to a farther out diagonal space, this might work out better. Oh, don't get on the arrow. Yeah, that's what I need to do. Doesn't seem to be good enough. Okay, hang on. First, I have to remember what I did to achieve this part. Yeah, that will work. Now I approach. First I push it that way, then I approach from the direction the roach can't move in, and I come around and push the queen out. Okay. Alright, my problem was I was trying to do that on the west, where that wasn't going to work, but it works on the east. I said that backwards. I was trying to do that. No, it works on the east side. Oh, okay. Despite having taken so much struggle to get this to work, it feels like it's a lot more intimidating than it is hard, ultimately. You need the right trick, basically, to get it to all work out. And this mirror is probably necessary. Well, maybe not entirely. You could use an arrow to kill the queen. Anyway. Alright. That's the secret variant. Ish. I don't know, does that qualify as a variant? It's definitely a secret room that's kind of like the other one. Okay, and now we get to see what is this way. Maybe eventually get to that other room that I haven't eaten yet. Okay, what's up with this? We have to shuffle roaches into position using pairs of invisibility potions. Alright. This is that sort of special room that only has very discrete moves you can make. I think the focus is possible, or should I wait? Oh, well, one thing is, I'm allowed to kill the roaches as soon as I want to. Once I feel that, like, the ones that are going to be in a particular bucket are, I can just go ahead and kill them. So that might be key to this. But I have no idea how to tell which ones really should go to what bucket. I don't know. It doesn't seem like there's much to that room, but at the same time, I don't quite see what to do with it. I still don't know how to enter that room. How do I actually get into that room? Oh, could I have just... Hang on. All along, I was under the impression that every tile between the obstacles here were pit. But this one isn't. That one isn't. That one isn't. That one isn't. So that's the source of my... So what's this room about? We need to open these two without closing... Pardon me. Without closing that one to be able to do this. Okay. These close that. So both mirrors need to come out at the same time. And, yeah. Basically have to spend your first 30-ish turns taking an invisibility potion just to keep the queens from spawning. Alright. Alright. Got them out without too much trouble. And I can surely just get them back in the other side at one at a time. There's no reason I shouldn't be able to do that. There we go. This room's not too bad. mostly just getting past that first hurdle, which is recognizing that you can enter this room from this side. No, I'm kidding. Most of this room is getting the mirrors both at the same time past this queen. That's what I think. Alright, something with eyes. So many invisibility potions. They must be manufacturing them. Is that how they keep the fortress hidden? Well, I don't suppose any harm will come if I just take one or two. It sounded awfully southern and ethereal. So... we can't let this queen spawn. Fine. These force arrows are important somehow. So, I need to wake this eye before closing this door. But I can't get to this eye with these two in the way. No, I totally can. Okay. Somehow I have to get all the way over there and all the way back in one 30-turn cycle. That does not seem possible. Not even with maximum level of efficiency. If I'm just invisible going in here, I won't be able to wake up anything. Certainly not the one I need to wake up. I can wake up that one, but that doesn't help me any. So, what am I supposed to be able to do about that one? Like, this is as fast as I can possibly be. I have to go all the way around. I have to take the potion, which means I only have certain places I can start from. And I have to come all the way back. There's not enough time. I guess I have to do that one, like, not last, but as last as possible. But I have to do that one before I do the rest of these. Because I can only hit the button after I do that one. So I can't do that one last. I've already woken up every eye that I can without being visible. So how is this supposed to work? I guess I have another spawn cycle of queens that I can actually use beyond what I thought I did. Okay. So my goal here should really be I can make that one up. Well, I can just use another potion. Then... First of all, I should clear the ones that aren't broken up. Should I at least try to wake that one up? Yeah, I can make that one. Okay. Now to get those two. That eye is very itchy, and I cannot get far enough north quickly enough. What? Huh. First, take out the one I can't without the one I can without being visible. Then use the backmost potion. Run and get this one. No. Use a middle potion to run and get that one. Yes, probably. Although, I buy something useful if I can do that. So get rid of that guy. Oh. Forgot to press the orb. To press the orb. As fast as I can go while getting those. Still just seems impossible to get these last two. Just way too far out. Maybe this works. This works. Alright then. Just barely. And 3 potions were left behind. Here's the blue door, by the way. Ooh, it seems there are still more rooms. Not to mention the one I couldn't solve earlier. It's like 4:15 my local time, which I usually want to go from about 2 till 4, and sometimes I can stretch that, but today I've got something in a crock pot I really should check on. So I think I will call it a day. I know it's not as satisfying that I didn't complete this level, but I did complete the rattlesnake level, so there's that. Next time I should really try to figure out this room, so I'm going to try to assign it to myself for next time. Where's the nearest checkpoint? I guess I'll just put a checkpoint midway into the room, like this, this, this. Alright, well, thank you for watching. Have a great week next week. I should be able to stream next Saturday, just not the one after that. But farewell for now. Big pile of hyperinflated money. Gun throw and a well-executed decision.